Alrighty, folks, you probably heard about a month ago, I was featured in a Fortune article talking about people being tied down with their 3% mortgages, talking about folks becoming what is often called accidental landlords. So I thought we should have this conversation with Dana, the CEO of Himlane, talking about accidental landlords, things that think people should think about because you buy a home, you live in it with your family, life goes on. Instead of selling it, you're like, hey, we should rent this out for some cash flow. So Dana, let's talk about accidental landlords.
So the first thing I want to bring up is that we've seen a rise in accidental landlords more recently. And part of that has to do with the calculation of saying, I've been locked into these interest rates, 3%, and whoever buys this property is not going to have those interest rates. The market has obviously been softening. And so you put that calculation in place and say, I have some sort of advantage to rent this because I'm locked into an interest rate that someone else couldn't get for this property. And so we've seen folks upgrade where they're living, or they're just moving for job reasons, something else, personal reasons, and they hold on to the property they have. That is what we consider an accidental landlord. And that, I believe, will continue through the next couple of years here, especially when people are doing the equation on interest rates.
I think you're underselling it. I think accidental landlords increase in numbers or percentages probably for the next decade. What I mean by that is every year there are more accidental landlords because
Landlords. Yeah.
I think generally speaking, I think people stay in their home, roughly speaking, 8 years, or at least in their mortgage, 8 years. Mm-hmm. I think because of this generation, because the Fed broke housing by keeping rates too low for too long, it's just the math is simple. And I actually told Fortune, and I sort of said it off the cuff, but they included it in the article. I said, people can feel free to sell if they don't like money. And they included that in my quote. Because the math is so simple, right? You have a 2.8% mortgage. It's 60% of what rent would be today. But you don't think rent's going to be higher in 10 years?
Yeah.
The beauty of these and again, the United States is uniquely positioned. 30-year fixed rate debt. I was asked on Twitter the other day, hypothetically, if we had a mortgage more akin to Canada or the UK or New Zealand where it was fixed for 2 years and then it adjusted, would that lead to a crash? And I'm like, heck yeah. Heck yeah, that could lead to a crash. Because again, it's always the debt.